I wanted to go mirrorless, and I got the Z7 II first, and it was 45.7 megapixels, and it's supposed to be, mirrorless and wonderful.
Excuse me.
And I
Can
got
you
it.
tell me what mirrorless is?
Mirrorless, it doesn't have a mirror that closes when you take the picture. The mirror comes
Okay.
down and opens. Well, it doesn't have one, okay?
So
So-
they're lighter.
It's
And,
electronic, it's lighter, okay.
Okay.
So anyway, I got the mirrorless camera, and I compared it to my 850. I put them side by side, and I saw absolutely no difference. I mean, and this thing is expensive, and I got, so I ended up sending it back. Well, I didn't send it back. I tried to send it back. They says, it had 90 pictures on it. We'll give you half of what you paid for it. And I says, no, you won't. Yeah, half. It's used. I'll give you half. And I said, no, I'll find somebody who wants a new camera with 90 pictures on it. Yeah. So I did. I found somebody drove up from Cincinnati and bought it for me. But anyway, so the Z9 comes out, and this thing has so many bells and whistles on it. It's not funny. It does everything, but it was twice as expensive. And in order to get it, you had to be put on a waiting list. So I got put on this waiting list, and you have to join the NPS
which
well-
is
To buy a camera?
to buy a camera, okay?
Yeah.
To get it first, okay? To be one of the first people to get it, you have to be a member of NPS. So I applied to NPS, and you have to be a pro. You have to prove that you're a pro. So.
So your money's not good enough. You have to be.
No, you gotta be pro. So I did everything I could. I gave them, I said I'm a business, and here's my, all that, and they denied me. So I told them, okay, I work for the Gazette News. I sent them the Gazette, my Gazette credentials. I sent them pictures of my articles. I sent them pictures of weddings. I sent them, and they finally came through. And the day they came through and said, you're okay, the next day they called me and said, it's in, come and get it. So, yeah, that's, being an NPS, member, it does a lot of good. So most people don't even have theirs yet unless they're an NPS member,
so
and
where'd you
they're
have to
still on
come
the
get
waiting
it?
list. Yeah.
Where did you have to come get it?
I went to through Pixel Connection. I started going through B&H, and B&H is so big, and they have so many people that they wouldn't even tell me where I was on the list. So, but Pixel Connection said, oh, you're 7th. And I said, okay, But the day I got that letter, I had my camera the next day. So, yeah. So, yeah, and this camera is supposed to do everything. I mean, and it says, why go mirrorless? Because it's easier to manual focus. They are more accurate than a DSLR using focus peaking and focus point magnification to see what's in focus. The weight. Now, this does depend on your sensor size. The same sensor size, there's very little difference in weight. So it does depend. Zebra stripes and live histogram. You get white stripes to show it in your overexposed areas with this camera. And here, live histogram lets you show the light and dark areas. Okay, preview for night photography. The ISO is both boosted to light your scene, and you see the exact preview of the image without changing your aperture, which is, yeah. Low light focus. A mirrorless is much easier than a DSLR. The size, the smaller makes a difference when you're traveling. High burst rate without blackout. Now, autofocus does better between frames because the mirror isn't required to focus well. So the DSLR viewfinders black out. The mirror comes down when you're taking your pictures, and you don't have that with the mirrorless. The video autofocus is far superior to the DSLRs. You've got facial recognition. There's more autofocus points and better spread. They're quieter. They're more accurate focusing a distance. And they have preview effects. You could change in camera your color in black and white. Now, and they've got something I'm going to try here. I'm going to try it real soon. They've got what's called motion blend retouch, and it's in camera. So you get somebody jumping, and you can set your camera for 9 frames, and you get 9 frames, and it put it in one picture. So it's really neat. It's got, of course, the subject detection and 3D tracking. It'll take a bird, it'll put a little yellow square around that bird when you focus on it. It'll go in and you get a white square on the eye, and it'll follow that eye and track it. It's all sharp. It's as sharp as could be. So that's, the focus tracking is really wonderful. So other than that, now we go.
Is yours the video?
Video
You-
is the video is out of this world.
And you can look through the eyepiece, right?
Yes, you could see the whole thing. You could see it as it is. So if, light changes and stuff, you could see. It's right there. I say the card sport costs anywhere from $99 to $500. So they're not cheap.
So you're not using your regular cards.
Yeah,
Memory
the cards, it just takes a CF Express card. It won't, I have XQD cards, it'll take that too. It has 2 slots. It'll take, both the cards are the same size. But the XQD, you put it in your reader, or you put the CF card in your XQD reader and it won't read it. So you have to have the special reader for the special card. Yeah, right, they got you. The batteries are huge. They are completely different than anything else. It's over there in my camera, yeah. I can show you the battery. It's off, okay. Batteries. That's the size of the battery.
Wow.
Okay, you're gonna take
Did
the
you buy an
special
extra battery?
Hmm?
Did you buy an extra battery?
Hey, yes, I did, but the batteries aren't the expensive part.
Is it
Thank goodness.
rechargeable? Are the batteries rechargeable?
Yes, oh yes, yeah, batteries are rechargeable. And, so, anyway.
That is not a light camera.
Yeah.
That's
We
not
do
a light
mirrorless.
camera, no, but I say I've got a whole list of, mirrorless cameras, and they are lighter, you can get lighter cameras. You have to watch,
Did your lenses all fit that okay without a?
okay, no, I had to buy an adapter. I bought an
Okay, yeah.
adapter so my old lenses, Nikon lenses, would work. I've got 2 of them that do. The 24 to 70 does, thank goodness, because that's my portrait cam lens. And my 70 to 200 works, which was an old lens and my favorite. So those 2 work. They'll autofocus. Now I can put the others on here, but I have a manual focusing. So, yeah. So anybody interested in I had to sell my Hasselblad. It was in pristine condition. I sold all my Mamiya gear, the camera, 4 lenses, the Polaroid backs and everything, and I still had to pay more for this when I got done. So,
You
yeah,
could have sold your house.
I just about had it, yeah. So,
They also have their own lenses for the mirrorless. That you
yeah,
can
they
use
do.
with-
They are making them. They're starting making more and more. At first, you didn't have a lot
Right.
of choices, but they are, and they're excellent, really. Now, I may rent one just to see how much more excellent they are than mine, but before I wouldn't buy one before I tried it out. So,
How about the ISO? I hear that you can do
ISO.
low light much better.
it'll do 1,000 raw images in a burst. It takes the CF Express. It takes the adapter is only. This adapter is only $250 only. Okay, so that's not the expensive part, nor the batteries, but everything else is. Let's see. Oh, okay. It's got subject detection, 3D tracking, motion blend retouch in the camera. That's these guys jumping, and you see them in bursts. So.
So does it take it like underexposed and overexposed so that you get different?
No. Mm-mm. What you see is what you get in camera. It's very good that way. So it's got so many bells and whistles, it's not funny. But as I said, today I put in the update on it, and I had something on the updates, firmware updates, oh god. Cinema level specs in the mirrorless camera. Both 12-bit operations, in RAW it has, or Pro Resolution RAW. It said they said the video is excellent. Still image upgrades, you put them in. Today, function over form. Tweaks functionality and operation. Real live viewfinder can now be set to 120 frames per second refresh rate. Just enhanced memory and recall in it. It's just. Oh, okay. You could set this. You could change something in the program. It's got 4 programs. I've got a people program, a sports program. I could set it for night shooting, and I set it for video or whatever. But if you change something, there is a set button you have to hit to keep it there. Because the next picture you take, it'll throw it out. And you have to do it over again. So yeah, so you have to set it if you want to keep it, that change, or if you want to use it just once, you don't.
So 3 weeks from now, you're gonna take some more portraits, and you like the way they came out with these settings. You just go over and put it at setting 2 or something, and it.
Yeah, you just leave it like that. But if the lighting is completely changed and things have changed and you want to change something in it, you better, you either set it for that session and remember to change it back, or or you're going to be stuck with what you set it at. Oh, yeah. I said it's an amazing camera. I said I'm so glad I didn't keep the Z7 because I saw no difference in the between the pictures, nothing.
And this one is called again Nikon.
This is the Z9.
Okay.
This is the very top of the line Z9.
Did you do a lot of research beforehand?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. But I said if I'm going to get something that's going to make a difference, it's and it will on sports, anything moving,
I bet.
because that tracking is tremendous. So I may have to go into sports now.
Have you shot much sports before?
I did. I shot little kids t-ball at one time,
okay, well.
and that was so much fun, But no, not. Oh, and I did some ball games until the quarterback mowed me down, and I couldn't walk for a week, and I was afraid of my camera, and I says I'm not doing this anymore. So that was it. Okay, that's.
So we have more pictures though?
Yeah, we have more pictures. We have more pictures. Isn't it a bird?
It's a plane?
You need the lights out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back there. No, this one over here.
Must be,
This one.
wait here.
This one, right there, right there. As you can see every feather. He's pretty sharp.
Oops, sorry.
Cardinal, there's that, okay,
There.
yeah. So that's an F2, there's, everything else is out of focus. He should be very sharp.
See that water, drop of water? Wow.
Yeah.
Is there anything with this camera where you should do manual focus?
I haven't found anything yet, but I'm sure, And if I wanted to use my other lenses, yes, I would have to manual focus them. And I have some close-up lenses and some other things. Yeah. Now this is that motion.
Oh, I see. Okay.
See that? It'll do that. He set it up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 shots. Put them all together in one.
Oh, I see. Oops.
That's pretty cool.
It is
I
cool.
thought it was from different people.
Pretty cool.
Oh my gosh.
So
I can find ways to use that.
I'm gonna try that. Yep, that's it.
Okay.
That's it, we're done. I've got sheets on why go mirrorless if anybody wants any.
Well, let me turn that back on. So, what kind of person should buy this camera? Probably not
Somebody's
somebody.
very serious about spending a lot of money.
Well, that's why I was. Somebody that thinks maybe they'd be interested in photography probably shouldn't buy this, unless they already are millionaires. Or
Yeah, right. Well, if you've got a lot of old equipment you think you get lots of money for, you can trade that in. Other than that, which I did, I got rid of all my studio stuff. And it was one way to do that, but,
so, is this the only camera you have now?
oh no, I've got the 850, I got a D5,
Oh.
I've got I've got a lot more.
So you could still use those lenses with the other camera.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Are they all full sensor?
Yeah. Mhm. So if anybody wants to look at this, you can't take it home.
Do you notice the pictures are better with this than the 850?
Not necessarily, no. Quality at a portrait, no. Because it's the same megapixel. There's nothing.
Yeah.
Same lens, same megapixel, just a different body.
Just more.
A different body. But as I said, when it gets into the tracking, it's going to show up. It's going to be worth it.